my face. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Usually it's FTG Thursday, but I think we're going to spend some time talking about the big guy today. So just that's an automatic FTG right now. We noticed that the former vice president had some wild approval numbers coming yesterday. And so people are talking about that today. And I'm confident at some point during the day, one of the hashtags on Twitter is going to refer to low approval Trump. Just because right now, low approval rating Joe is trending right now as a hashtag. Quinnipiac, the pollster, is trending. Things like that. But we're going to talk about a couple other things that are trending today too, kind of just to get you caught up on some things. Well, I was going to say other than the stupid 19, but that's kind of related to Joe. And it's also, well, it is FTG Thursday. So, we gotta find a couple here and there, which I didn't do that today. I almost forgot it was Thursday. But anyway, we're going to do that soon, right after the intro. Johnny, play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawgKnight. All right, stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight, and welcome back to the PDawgKnight Channel. It's Thursday, the 13th of January, 2022. I'm still saying the right year. And, it's just wild how things are going so far this year. It's just, we're 13 days in, and we've had we've lost some iconic people. And I think apparently someone in the chat said, let me check this out real quick. Yes. Ronnie Spector passed away. Ronnie Spector, she was part of the girl group Ronnie and the Ronettes. She was married to that freak of a producer. I obviously didn't stay with him, but Phil Spector. Also, she, excuse me, she had an iconic single vocal in an Eddie Money song. And one of my college roommates was a huge Eddie Money fan, still is. And so in the song, "Take Me Home Tonight, I don't want to let you go till we see the light. Take me home tonight, listen, is just like Ronnie says, be my little baby." And so anyway, rest in peace, Ronnie Spector. Here, I'm going to look at this real quick. Let's see. Who's Ronnie Spector, whose hard-edged yet tremulous voice soared on the Ronettes girl group hits in the early 60s, died Wednesday of cancer. She was 78 years old. So again, rest in peace, Ronnie Spector. She was a fine young lady back in the day. Here's a picture of Ronnie Spector back when she was Ronnie the Ronette. She did some great work with the Ramones. Oh, I didn't know that. Goodness gracious. So anyway, yeah, there's Ronnie Spector from back in the day. A couple of pictures over there. They had them hairdos. Here's back. This is probably, I'm going to say this picture's in the mid 80s when she got on with now I'm blanking out, Eddie Money. And I didn't know she did some work with the Ramones, but anyway. So just another person in the cast of millions that we will mourn this time. So and there's some articles and stuff about her, but if you want to, you can look that up on your own. But anyway, so today people are really, really talking about what's going on and with the president, because apparently there's a little poll yesterday that came out. Now, it may be an outlier poll, and in fact, this little tweet here says it's an outlier poll. But goodness me, Charles Cook says the new Quinnipiac poll is a disaster for Joe Biden. 33% approval rating among adults, 24% among independents, 28% among Hispanics, and 54% of the country says the country's getting worse. That's not good. That is not good. It is, and again, it's trending right now on Twitter. Under the hashtag low approval ratings, Joe. Fascinating. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But before I do that, let me say hi to the peeps. Let me say hi to the people here. Oh, I didn't switch that over. There we go. Let me say hi to the people who are in the chat today. First in the chat today, good afternoon, Mike Savage. Blark. Oh my God, what the hell happened there? That's terrible. Let's try this again. Good afternoon, Mike Savage. Blarg. Oh, that's weird. Let's try it. That's why it's not plugged in. I'm like, what the hell? It's not doing anything. I apologize for ruining your fanfare there, Mike. And good afternoon to you. Good morning, everybody else. Also, good morning, Somnambule Nation. Also in the chat, Avocados Diaboli's here. Select a Boy is here. Boy. Tyre Alexander, what's up? Good morning to Gunfox61, our Discord administrator. If you're not on our Discord server, hit the news section there, which is where Gunfox is most prolific, but there's a whole lot of other stuff on there that people contribute, and I really appreciate everyone who contributes to the Discord server. Also, good morning to Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadians in the house. Welcome. Good morning, Aaron Meredith, Attack Alpaca, Duck Dog. Good morning also to Scotty Dubs. Nice to have you back. Also, Sydney is in the house. How you doing, Sydney? Tyler, I said Tyler F, I think. John Migda, welcome back. Nice to have you around. Jada Clay, what's up? Jim Beam. TC's in the house. And the gang is slowly rolling in. I know how the notifications work. I can set this thing up. And sometimes, if I set this up like the night before, I think people are more likely to get that half-hour notification. But I know that I tend to ignore those. I mean, I see them and I go, oh yeah, that's right. But the notification when you go live, that one takes a while to disseminate. I don't know why that is, but is what it is. Natasha, how you doing? Good to see you. But they go out eventually. But if you can be so kind, you can also, you can get your own notification by following me on Twitter at PDawgKnight, right there. Or you can, or also Gab, Minds, Cloud Hub, Parler, Getter. I'm on all of them. I put a notification on all those platforms. I know some people have are Twitter challenged, either by choice or by, the Twitter terms of the ever-changing. Let me clarify, the ever-changing Twitter terms of service. So you know how that works. So some of you are on other platforms. I think my second favorite platform is actually Minds. It's not a super popular one, but I do like the people I follow in there always post a lot of good stuff on there. But they're all interesting, but Twitter is kind of the king as far as finding Uckery Faye. Uckery Faye. I'm not swearing early in the show today. I'm trying to stop swearing when I'm on this show. I'm not, in my real life, I don't swear very much. And, my kids, now Lady Boomer swears like a truck driver, but I don't, in my normal life, swear unless I really mean it. So my kids, for example, when they were young and Mom would swear about things, and they would just be like, yeah, whatever. But if Dad swore, you knew you were in trouble. Okay, and that's the way I like it. I like to be, I like to have something that I can use as a warning for people. But on here, good God, I don't know. I swear more than I normally do, and so I'm trying to avoid that, especially if in the first half hour of actually going live. And then I realized, my music goes about 10 minutes first. But anyway, make your band on Twitter. Oh, again, good gosh. Yeah, and yes, Jada Clay, I am on Get. I don't post a lot on those platforms other than notifications for the show, because it's just too much. There's too much to try to follow on all these different platforms. It's hard enough just to keep up on Twitter. I'm on Facebook too, but Facebook, that's kind of my friends and family plan. Although I have a PDawgKnight Facebook too, but I barely have anybody on that. I don't really care. So anyway, yes, I am again. All these social media is at PDawgKnight right there. Wait, right there. At PDawgKnight. And also, by the way, while you're thinking about it, if you're here and you like what we do, hit the like button, share the stream on whatever social media platform you use, or you can email it to your mom or whatever, or your kids. I forget that a lot of people are closer to my age than closer to my kids' age. So you can email it to your mom, you can email it to your kids, you can put it on LinkedIn. And if you ever are, or Twitter reminds Gab, Parler, Cloud Hub, and all that shit. Anyway. Avocado style. I never swear, and any effer who tells you otherwise is a GD Ashwipe. Or, a Schwole. No, I'm sorry, not a Schwipe, but a Schwole. He's a Schole. Don't be an Ashole. Okay? As opposed to an Aswipe. Here, let me spell Aswipe. There. Aswipe. Don't be an Aswipe. All right. So let's get into this a little bit. We already talked about Ronnie and the Ronettes. But the bigger thing that's happening right now, trending number one on Twitter, is low approval rating Joe. Now that's amazing. And I'm sure, now here's the thing. A lot of you're going to find some of the reasons why Joe's approval rating, by the way, let me clarify, or not clarify. Let me embellish. The most popular presidential candidate in the history of America. The most popular candidate in the history of America, the most popularly elected president in the history of America, has an approval rating at 33%. Now, this may very well be an outlier poll, but as you look on, let's see, on here, if you look on here, is it down here? Maybe not. Here's right here. Here's a good fact here. His approval rating in the Quinnipiac poll, they've had 7 approval ratings polls since he's been elected, or the last 7. It was at 49, then 46, then 42, 38, 37, 33, 36, 33. So that, my friends, is known as a trend. And that's not a good trend, especially coming into an election year, an off-season election year. Now, did you notice the other day, and now she denies it, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Joe gave a speech down in Georgia. And just as I said that, guess what popped into my head? Guess what popped in my head when I said Joe had a speech in Georgia? The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. that popped in my head just as I was saying that. Joe Biden went down. Joe Biden had a speech in Georgia. He was looking for a happy meal. I'm trying to think of some things, pudding, whatever. All right, so his approval rating in this Quinnipiac poll has been steadily going down for the last 7 times they've had the poll. Now, as I said before, it could be an outlier poll. You just never know. The thing is about these polls, though, and I'm not sure if Quinnipiac does it so much, but a lot of these polls, they oversample Democrats. But this is the overall approval rating. So here's an article in National Review. Now, granted, this is National Review. The right-wing nut jobs, right? The right-wing nut jobs are going to just... It's funny, I saw a tweet because someone was saying they saw this guy from National Review who was tweeting it, and he said, well, of course, National Review, right? National Review probably, only, asked Republicans. It's like, hey, dumb shit. Quinnipiac is not part of National Review, and National Review has nothing to do with Quinnipiac. They just report the news. So now, and this the Charles Cook from National Review says right here, it's an outlier, yes, but goodness me, is today's Quinnipiac poll a disaster for Joe Biden? His approval rating among adults is 33%. Among independents, 24%. Among Hispanics, 28%. In November, 87% of Democrats approved of Biden. Today, it's 75%. So even among Democrats, he's lost 12 points since November. Jeffrey Russell, how you doing? I see you there. And why are you so angry? Not you, Jeffrey Russell. That's the name above you. And also, good morning, Kessler. And who else showed up? Buster's Outlaws. What's happening? So anyway, there was no bright spots on issues either. On the economy, his disapprove is 34 to 57. 34 approve, 57% disapprove. On foreign policy, 35, 54. 35 approve, 54 disapprove. On COVID, 39 approve, 55 disapprove. There's no bright spot for Biden on what he considers his sweet spot, which is something I do not want to know a damn thing about. They mean, never mind. A plurality, 49% say Biden is doing more to divide the country, while 40% says he's doing more to unite the country. I have no freaking idea how anyone thinks he's doing things to unite the country. But anyway, because if you listen to some of his, what's the old Grandpa Simpson rants, you just got to wonder. Anyway, and nor do Americans think things are improving. 54% saying the economy is getting worse. 30% say it's staying about the same. 15% say it's getting better. Now, there's some Democrat-related pundits out there who are very upset that the media is reporting bad things about the Joe Biden presidency, but I think some of them are just quite delusional. Anyway, interestingly enough, while the poll is an outlier, it's not immediately obvious that it's biased against the Democrats. Americans, it reports, are split on which party they would want to see win control of the United States House of Representatives, as 43% say the Republican Party, 42% say the Democratic Party, and 16% did not offer an opinion. This is much better for Democrats than Quinnipiac's poll back in November, which had GOP up 46-38 in the general ballot. But a generic poll that has Republicans leading, that's an amazing thing, even if it's only 1 point, because generally the actual, usually the Republicans are underwater even on years they win. So having them leading is amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. So now, let's go back to maybe some reasons why Joe may not be doing so well in polls. Okay. Well, first of all, obviously people are concerned about the economy. So if you go into the low approval ratings Joe hashtag here, here's one. Producer prices soared by 9.7% in December, the biggest gain on record. Is that Joe's fault? Well, I don't know. I mean, really, here's the, I'm sorry, I didn't put it on the screen. I mean, the President of the United States doesn't necessarily have to do what happened, or have anything to do with what happens in the economy, but they're the ones who get blamed. And so that's huge. Wholesale prices rose at the fastest pace on record in December. The latest evidence that inflationary pressures are continuing to plague the U.S. economy. Labor Department said Thursday that its producer price index, which measures inflation at the wholesale level before it reaches consumers, surged 9.7% in December from the year-ago period. It marked the highest figure on record since the government began tracking the data in 2010. Well, so now, look, that, since they began, so they've only been tracking that type of data for about 20-some years, but still, that's crazy. But when they say the biggest gain on record, that's like saying, well, last year's was the hottest year on record. Well, how long have they been keeping records? Well, since the, early 1900s. Well, that's only 127 years. What about the other 6 million years the Earth has existed? But anyway, is there any other record that that you might be able to figure out what the temperature was at earlier times? Oh, well, there's this whole, Jurassic period that was warmer, and there's the Ice Age, which is definitely colder, and there's all these different periods. If you go down and check the cores, and you can get an idea what maybe the temperature was during that time, well, then why are you talking about the last 120 years? But I digress. But, the idea that producer prices soared by 9.7% also helps you understand why inflation is also up. So other reading, let's see, let's look at this, go back to this hashtag though. Let's see, Cat, our friend Cat Turd says, good morning to everyone except 33% low approval rating Joe. Well, there you go. That's fantastic. And we're getting, okay, the people are being funny here. Biden, this is the new Biden campaign poll. Biden, lower your expectations. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough, and that's funny to me. I don't know why. And then someone here says, good morning, Cat Turd. I hope this no shit Sherlock news title gives you a laugh. So this is intelligent. Oh, did you hear about this? People were floating the idea that a Joe Biden, Liz Cheney ticket would be a good idea. So yeah, now here's something too. So Liz Cheney is an interesting person because, she's one of Trump's biggest Republican foes right now. She's on the January 6th committee, and she just does not like President Trump. She's daughter of famed neocon and one of the architects of the Iraq and Afghanistan. What's his name? Dick Cheney, the guy you do not want to go hunting with. And someone floated this idea that, wow, maybe in 2024 they should have Joe Biden and Liz Cheney, which, first of all, I'm sure that there's a woman, what's her name, what's her name? She might be a little upset about even seeing the idea floated because she is, she's the current vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris. And like, who's that? I'm sure that she woke up and someone in her staff came in and said, did you see this shit? And she probably went, Charlemagne, Joe Biden is the president. Joe Biden is president. And I'm the vice president. My name is Kamala Harris. And what the fuck is this? Anyway, so it is trending number one right now still. And apparently Cat Turd is one who got this one trending. And then, here's someone who doesn't like this. Laugh at my ass that this is trending. Low approval ratings, Joe. Yes, 33% of Americans are that stupid. Oh, they're saying yes, the 33 approval. 33% of the Americans are dumb for think it's approval. So anyway, oh my gosh, insane clown party. Now here is so. And some other reasons. So now people are kind of mad at Tulsi Gabbard today too. So Tulsi Gabbard, let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Tulsi Gabbard tweeted out this because Joe Biden had a speech down in Georgia. The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal, and she's a little bit critical. So Hillary's calling tens of millions of Americans deplorables was divisive and disgusting. But Biden has gone further, calling those who disagree with his actions and policies domestic enemies, traitors, and racists. Biden's promised to unite us, but he is doing all he can to divide. So here's the part of the speech. Well, this I didn't watch the whole speech, but I've seen clips of it. And this is part of the speech that she's referring to.
I will defend the right to vote, our democracy against all enemies, foreign and, yes, domestic. Consequential moments
so
in
we're
history.
Enemies.
They present a choice. Do you want to be on the side of Dr. King or George Wallace? Do you want to be in the side of John Lewis?
I get it. He's talking to a black
Connor?
audience.
Do you want to be the side of Abraham Lincoln or Jefferson Davis? This is the moment to decide, to defend our elections, to defend our democracy. I will defend.
Yeah. So if you don't believe what Joe Biden says, you are with Bull Connor, George McGovern, and Jefferson Davis. Yeah, that's not divisive at all. But if you want someone to be a legal citizen and present an ID to vote in the United States of America, you are for Jim Crow laws. That's what Joe Biden's telling you right there. And it's funny, a couple good points here. The media love to call Trump divisive, but Joe Biden is by far the most divisive, nasty president we ever had. And unsurprisingly, the media would never use that word to describe him. But of course, here's the greatest response ever because, well, I'll let you decide why this is a great response. This person says, I bet this sounded even better in the original Russian. Oh my gosh. That is some very, very astute analysis of Tulsi Gabbard's statement there. But yeah, so Joe Biden's a divisive prick. Yes, Natasha, let's go, Brandon. I got you. So, good morning, Asia Research Directorate. Nice to have you pop in. Also, Reese Donald, welcome back. By the way, if you are here, that means you got a notification somehow, and maybe share that notification with someone else. I really do want to. I really haven't done a whole lot to increase my subscriber base. But so if you want to help, you can share this stream on social media, or you can tag me in the social media if you promote it. That'd be great. And or just share the stream before, during, after. Doesn't matter. You can hit the like button and drop a dime in the tip jar either at Streamlabs, which is at PDawgKnight.live, or you can do YouTube Super Chats if you don't mind giving Susan 30%. Hey, I'm not going to argue with you. And there's a couple more options down in the description below. All right. What else did I have here? Now, so here's another one. One of the reasons. Now this one blows me away because Joe Biden told this story. Wait, what is this? That's not the one I want. Wait, what happened? That's not the story. What happened to, hang on. Oh, I see. I scrolled. I want to find, the hell happened here? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so also at that speech in Georgia, when the devil went down to Georgia, he was looking for a soul to steal. Joe Biden made a claim in front of a black audience, which he often does, and it's, you know, people try to have these stories that they tell that of their great sacrifice that they did. And here's let me just I'm going to play the clip for you, and then we're going to talk about it, because I'm shocked that Glenn Kessler from the Washington Post, the Washington Post fact checker, you know how much we love fact checker. Hey, Russ Johns, nice to see you in the chat. Welcome, sir. And also, good morning, Legit Low Talker. Nice to see you. So he told one of these stories that Joe likes to tell. You know, Joe loves to tell stories. And so Joe told this story during a speech down in Georgia. When the devil went down to Georgia, he was looking for a soul to steal.
I did not live the struggles of Douglas, Tubman, King, Lewis, Goodman, Cheney.
Whoa, wait a minute. Again, Joe talking to an audience of brothers and sisters. And hello, Luna. And this part of the story, I got a question right off the bat, because I didn't hear this part of the quote. I heard the part after this, but hang on. This beginning part of this quote of Joe Biden.
I did not live the struggles of Douglas, Tubman, King.
I didn't live the struggles of Douglas. I'm assuming he means Frederick Douglass. Tubman. I'm assuming he means Harriet Tubman. Hey, as a representative of my demographic, neither did I, Joe. But Dr. King, I was alive when Dr. King was alive. In fact, unfortunately, I hate telling the story that Dr. King was killed on my 4th birthday, so that was not a good day. But anyway,
Lewis, Goodman, Cheney, Swerner.
Oh, I think he didn't mean like Liz Cheney. He means what's his name? What's the hell? Anyway,
countless others, known and unknown. I did not walk in the shoes of generations of students who walked these grounds, but I walked other grounds.
Did you?
I'm so damn old, I was there as well.
Did you? Oh, you walked some other grounds. Well, tell us about your other grounds. Hello, Stephanie. And Lord Stanhope.
Hey, you think I'm kidding, man?
We know you're old, Joe. That's okay. That actually is funny. He's being no Cheney, not different Cheney there, Natasha.
Like yesterday, the first time I got arrested. Anyway.
Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Listen to this.
News of generations of students who walked these grounds. But I walked other grounds, because I'm so damn old, I was there as well. Hey, you think I'm kidding, man? Seems like yesterday, the first time I got arrested. Anyway.
Seems like yesterday, the first time I got arrested. No, not that Cheney. There's a civil rights person, Chaney. I can't remember the first name. I'm just blanking on it. But anyway, the first time I got arrested, he said.
Anyway. But their struggles here, they were the ones that opened my eyes as a high school student.
The first time I got arrested.
In the late 50s and early 60s.
The first time I got arrested.
They got me more engaged in the work of my life. And what we're talking about.
Okay, so anyway, that's the pandering line. But the line of him getting arrested, that's what Glenn Kessler from the Washington Post that rarely, well, although they've been fact-checking the administration a little more lately, but they sure didn't even know his name. At least the fact-checkers didn't know their names earlier. But here it is. So he said, I did not walk in the shoes of generations of students who walked these grounds, but I walked other grounds because I'm so damn old. I was there as well. You think I'm kidding. it seems like yesterday, the first time I got arrested. Now, Mr. Embellishment Joe Biden is talking about the first time he got arrested. So it's just a throwaway line made to laughter in an important presidential speech. But here's the president saying he had once been arrested during a section that recalled some of the heroes of the civil rights movement. He even suggested that he had been arrested more than once. As he recalled, it was the first time he had been arrested. Now remember, think about this. This is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, the former vice president, now president, who in the 70s, when talking about busing, integration, things like that, was talking about how he didn't want his children is something involved in a racial jungle. That's this Joe Biden. Racial jungle Joe Biden. In fact, I could just change his nickname to Racial Jungle Joe. So, why did it skip the Vikings thing? Gosh darn it, we should stop doing that. Here we go. Racial Jungle Joe. Okay? Now, it's certainly not the first time he said he's been arrested either. Previously, he said he was arrested trying to see Nelson Mandela in South Africa, which was absolutely false, and for trying to enter an all-female dorm room at Ohio University, partly false, according to USA Today. And these there's links in this article, which will be in the tab down below, or in the link down below in the description after the show, which is partly false, according to USA Today. He's also suggested he was arrested for wandering onto the Senate floor as a starstruck kid, but most times he indicated he was just giving a warning. So first, getting a warning versus being arrested are a couple different things, right? Arrested means they handcuffed you and took you over to a jail cell, and given a warning saying, kid, shush, get out of here. Shush, get the fuck out of here, right? There's no evidence we can find that Joe Biden was ever arrested. The facts. Biden's comments in Atlanta appear to refer to a story he told on at least 5 occasions, each time attributing it to his late mother. He says she reminded him of this incident during a family discussion in 2008 about whether he should accept Barack Obama's offer to be Obama's running mate. Biden's mother, Catherine Jean Biden, died in 2010. Biden told this story many years later, a true story as he put it, though with slight differences in each telling. So here's the first one. My mom, God love her, she sat there the whole time, and my mom, after my dad passed away, we convinced her to move in with us, and she was reluctant to do it. And anyway, she was sitting there, and I turned to her and said, honey, why haven't you said anything? And she said, Joey, it's a true story. It's a true story. She said, let me get this straight. Remember when you were 14 years old and the real estate guy sold the house to a black couple in the area in a neighboring development called Carcroft? And I said, yeah, Mom, remember when I told you not to go down there? Oh, yeah, Mom. Remember when I told you not to go down there, honey, because everybody's protesting and you got arrested standing with the family on the porch? And I said, yeah, Mom, true story. What? Wait a minute. So at 14, he ran over to the next neighborhood over and stood on the porch with the black family and got arrested. Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you something. Okay. And now there's no record of him being arrested, but let me ask you something about that story. Was he arrested for standing with the family, or was he arrested for standing against the family? Remember, this is Racial Jungle Joe, right? I like that. That hashtag, I need to, you know what? I'm going to tweet that. Let's see. That's funny to me. Here we go. Let's put that here. Oh no, I don't want that. I want to do Twitter. Hang on. This is good. Old Racial Jungle Joe is telling stories again. I wonder. Oh, this is going to get me in trouble. I know this is going to get me in trouble. What's going on here? Come on. I can't tweet. Wait a minute. What the hell's going on here? Okay, maybe this one will let me do it. Oh, I see. Here we go. Oh, racial jungle. I'm going to hashtag it. Racial jungle Joe is telling stories again. Oh, goodness gracious. I know I'm going to get in trouble for that one. Anyway, so, oh, where is this? Where was I? Where's old Racial Jungle Joe story? Is it right here? No. What the hell did I do? Oh, here we go. No, that's going to Piak. Here we go. Oh, so, okay. So that's the first story. His mom reminded him that he got arrested standing on the porch with a black family when the people in his what year was that? Some neighborhood, Grayling Quest or something like that. They moved to the neighborhood, and she reminded him that he got arrested when he was 14 for standing on the porch with the black family. Yeah, or I'm thinking maybe it was against the black family, but I don't know because he's Racial Jungle Joe. Anyway, then the second time, she said, "Joey, I didn't call you about a month ago and ask." Oh, wait, didn't I call? The next time he told her, "Didn't I call you about a month ago and ask you about Barack?" I said, "Yeah, Mom." She said, "Didn't you say to me you thought he was really bright and had a great deal of integrity?" Oh, she forgot the clean part. Anyway, and would make a good president if he was the nominee. I said, "Yeah." She said, "Joey, I remember at 15 years old." Oh, wait, up here it's 14 years old. And he told the story the next time he was 15 years old. So anyway, if I remember at 15 year old, and that real estate agent sold a house to the black couple in Linfield. Now that was Linfield, but this was Carcroft, but now it's Linfield. This was his suburban sprawl, the neighboring neighborhood. I told you not to go down there because of the protests, and you went down there and you got arrested because you were standing on the porch with the black people. I said, "Yeah, Mom, I remember that." Well, this is the same guy. Remember, this is Racial Jungle Joe who told a story once about he saw two men kissing and his father told him they loved each other in the 50s. Yeah, right.
You know the thing.
The third time he tells the story, he said, "I turned to my mom." Okay, wait a minute. This is what she said, "Didn't I call you about a month ago?" Now, the third time he told it, I turned to my mom and I was sitting there to my right. And I say, "Honey, haven't you," I guess they called his mother honey. "Haven't you said, you haven't said anything. Well, what do you think?" And I shouldn't have asked. She looked at me. I swear to God, this is a true story. She looked at me and said, "Joey, remember I called you about a month, 6 weeks ago?" Wait a minute. This time, did I call you about a month ago? And this one's a month, 6 weeks ago. Okay, these are different dates. So this is December, October. Okay, so that's why the number of weeks changed. "Didn't I call you?" Wait a minute. No, it wouldn't change. It wouldn't change what she said because she said it once. What are you talking about? Anyway, month, 6 weeks ago, and asked you about Barack, and you told me he had a great integrity and he was really, really smart, and you thought he could be a good president. And we lived in a neighborhood called Mayfield. The next neighborhood was called Linfield. So he said the same neighborhood this time, and a home in Linfield, I guess there was, I think 14. I was 14. This time he's 14. Was sold to an African-American couple, spelled with an N back in those days. And we, God, I can't, whatever. Anyway, and we lived in a neighborhood called Mayfield, and there was people coming out of the city protesting and marching. She said, "Remember, I told you not to go down, and the police brought you back because you were standing on the front porch with the black couple." Well, they brought you back. Well, you weren't arrested that time. And then he said the next time sat at the porch, blah, blah, blah. She was 92 at the time, and I turned to Mom and said, honey, have you said anything? Blah. Joey said, let me get this straight. You just called about a month ago, lived with us. And I asked him about a month ago what Barack was like, and he said he was a man of great honor, a brilliant man, and so forth and so on. And I said, yeah. And she said, Joey, remember when they were desegregating the neighborhood called Linfield? They were desegregating them. Oh, this time you were 13. This time he was 13. I told you not to go there. All those people were protesting, and you got arrested for standing on the porch with the black family. Well, why would you get arrested for standing on the porch with the black family if you were standing with the black family? That's the thing. He tells this story, and he gets arrested on the porch for standing on the porch with a black family. Could it? Now, let's say this story was true. Let's say, and there's one more version of it. So this time he was 13 though. If he was standing on the porch and they were arresting people, and he said there were people protesting the black family in the neighborhood, who would they be arresting? Would they be arresting people who are harassing the black family, or would they be arresting people who are standing with the black family? I'm confused. I am really confused. Would they arrest you for standing with the black family? This is a dumb story for him to tell. If you sat there and listened, and I'm reading it here, this don't make sense at all. Last version. They said, you got to run, Dad. You got to run, Joe. My wife telling me, my mom hadn't said a word. I turned to her and said, honey, what do you think? Now this time he says, I turned to her and said, because one time, okay, wait a minute. She said, Joey, remember when you were a kid and they were desegregating that neighborhood called Linfield down the road, and there were people protesting. I told you not to go down there, and you went down there. Police brought you back because you were standing on the step with the black family. You were standing with them, and the police brought you home because they thought you'd get in trouble. Oh, this time they thought you'd get in trouble, because the other time he said he was arrested. Uncle Hotep, I'll be dang. Thank you for subscribing, Uncle Hotep. It's about damn time, man. You know, we've been talking for, 3-4 years now, and now you finally subscribed to my channel. What took you so long? I got to tell you. Salute, my brother. Oh, and thank you for the super chat. You're going to hear some music on that, too. So anyway, Rachel Jungle Joe told this 5 different stories, 5 different versions of the same story, and his age changed a couple different times. That's fascinating. All right. So, and it is Glenn Kessler. I'm shocked. This is the Washington Post fact-checking. This is the Washington Post fact-checking Joe Biden. The stories are roughly the same, but there are subtle changes. In 4 cases, the protest supposedly took place in Linfield, which was near the town of Mayfield. Biden's family moved there in 1955, the year he turned 13. In one version, the protest took place in Carcroft, which is nearby. Both Linfield and Carcroft are about a mile from Mayfield. I noticed that as we read them. Did you hear that? I'm right with you here, Glenn Kessler. In 3 cases, Biden asserts he was arrested for standing on the porch with the black people who were subject to demonstrations. See, because, if you're standing on the porch with the black family, that's when you get arrested. But if you're protesting the black family, if you're encroaching on their land, if you're trespassing on the property, if you were yelling, screaming, and disturbing the peace, you will not get arrested, but you damn well sure will get arrested if you are standing with the black family. He shouldn't have told this story. This is a dumbass story. In 2 versions, he says the police merely brought him back home for the protest after he stood on the porch. This makes a little more sense, though it's unclear why police would take the time if they had their hands full with the protest. In any case, this means there would be no arrest record. Twice, Biden said he was 14 years old. Once he said he was 13, and another time he said he was 15. I noticed that. Interesting, Biden's 2017 memoir, Promise Me, Dad, he references remarks made by his mother during the family discussion on whether to join the Democratic ticket, but leaves out any mention of a teenage arrest. Well, I thought is that one of those things that was seared into his memory? Not. And search of newspapers does not turn up the search of newspapers does turn up a protest in Carcroft, but in 1959, not 56 or 57 when Biden was 13 or 14. Moreover, the protesters were picking the home of a real estate agent who had sold the home to a black couple in another neighborhood, Collins Park. So they weren't protesting the black couple, but the real estate agent who sold the home. Interesting detail. That community was about 9 miles from Biden's home, and massive protests took there. Police, let's see. Police guard Negroes in Collins Park. The Wilmington Journal headline its evening edition on February 25th, 1959. It reported 7 arrests that day, including those of 4 teenagers for possessing fireworks. The article noted that the same real estate agent had sold a home in that neighborhood to a black couple in 1957, but they had left the neighborhood after rocks were thrown through the windows. Crowds demonstrated, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, here, let's just go to the Pinocchio test, because you can read the rest of this shit yourself. Primary source for this story is Biden. And we've learned over the years that he is not always a reliable source. Oh, really? Really? I hadn't noticed. By the way, that clap was actually from Uncle Hotep. Thank you for sponsoring the show, sir. There was a protest against a black couple who had purchased a house in an all-white area, but it was a neighborhood many miles away from the Biden home. Biden instead appears to be referring to a protest that took place outside the home of the real estate agent who was involved in the sale. I'm pretty sure that real estate agent wasn't the black couple he sold the house to. It's possible that police might have taken the young Biden home from a dangerous situation, as he said twice, but that's not an arrest, just like he wasn't arrested when trying to go see Nelson Mandela. Moreover, one would think such a memorable incident would have made it into one of Biden's memoirs. Instead, it's not mentioned in the book that specifically references the conversation with his mother about joining the ticket. Ordinarily, one would think such an important moment in a young man's life would have merited an earlier recounting. The president earns 4 Pinocchios. Which is not unusual for Joe Biden. So anyway, just another reason why Racial Jungle Joe is, well, he's just a lying old man. Anyway, so this is linked. This will be linked in the description down below at the end of the show. Let's see, where are we at? 9. Oh my gosh, I haven't really done much today yet, have I? Got that. Oh, I was going to just see, we're going to just check this hashtag. But before I do that, I want to just thank a couple people here. Thank you, Necrosaw Collins, for retweeting the show, and Tyler F. also, and Somnambule Nation for all promoting the show today on Twitter. Please, again, share the stream before, during, and after. We do this Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock for anyone who cares about Central Time. And Sydney, I did get your photo. What did you send me today, Sydney? Oh my goodness. So our friend Sydney sent me a picture of a kitty. And so I want to show you the picture of the kitty that Sydney sent me. This is our friend Sydney's kitten. So there you go. Thank you, Sydney. I appreciate Sydney Oberg, who joins me often on the Friday open mic show. So there you go. Very cute kitty. All right. Cool. All right, let's move on here. I hadn't opened much here today, but wait a minute. Did the president already speak? Okay, when
you need something done.
All right, hang on. Biden delivers an update on the whole government stupid 19 surge response. And I was going to watch this live, but let's just see what he says here today. And this was part of my plan, and apparently I didn't have the volume on, so I didn't know it was there. But before we do that, good morning, John Arnott. Welcome to the show. Check your logic. How you doing? And wait a minute, what? Oh, there's a spam bot. Scroll up a bit. Okay, so yeah, someone took care of the bots. It's all good. Anyway, thank you, Gunfox61 also, who says, work is trying to kill me. Day 1 of 6 12-hour days. Whew. Marty, I'll drop more news in the Discord for you to go through. Well, I thank you very much. I appreciate you sponsoring the show. Also, in Gunfox61. Oh, hang on. Let me let that music go first. Gunfox61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you for sponsoring the show. I appreciate you. And also, Scotty Dubs with his super chat via YouTube, who says, now Joe Biden is trying to help the super predators that he wanted to put away back in the 90s. Come on, man. So there you go. Thank you, Scotty Dubs, for sponsoring the show. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to watch Joe's address for today. It's not very long, apparently, because it's already over. And it didn't take very long. Let me just go out on a limb here. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to assume that Joe Biden did not take questions, because, that's how it works. Good morning, Ryan R. too. Welcome to the show. All right, let's listen to let's see what the president of the United States, the former vice president, says about the whole of government stupid 19 surge response. Because we're gonna just this may take us through the hour, because I know I'm gonna hear some things that I need to want to talk about. So here we go.
Joining me today. We were joking earlier. No, we're really joking. When you need something done, call.
What did he do? What? Wait a minute. Hold up. Listen to this sentence.
And our FEMA director for joining me today. We were joking earlier. No, we're really joking. When you need something done, call in the military. And get FEMA, we'll make sure it gets done.
What? When you need something done, call in the military, and FEMA will get it done. Is there a new branch of the military I'm not hearing about? Anyway, let's see what he's talking about here.
Look, we're about to get a COVID-19 briefing from military and medical teams on the ground in Arizona, Michigan, and New York. They're part of a major deployment of our nation's armed forces to help hospitals across the country manage this surge of the Omicron virus.
Megatron.
This surge is having an impact on hospitals. Like all healthcare workers, they are heroes, and I'm grateful for what they do. But before we
except for the ones who refuse the Fauci juice.
Again, I want to provide an update on our fight against COVID-19 and announce new steps.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, I don't know if I want to hear new steps, but anyway.
First, the update. I know we're all frustrated as we enter this new year. Omicron
Megatron
variant is causing millions of cases and record hospitalizations.
Is it though? Your CDC director just said that about half, I think, didn't she say about half? Yeah, half of the cases in hospitals were not admitted because of Megatron, but people who were tested while they're in the hospital for something else and were found to have Megatron in their system. Not they weren't there for Megatron. They were there for something else, but they got tested because it's required to test people once they come into the hospital. Interesting.
I've been saying that as we remain in this pandemic. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Is it now? In some places, a large majority of people who are hospitalized with Megatron are also vaccinated. But he keeps saying it.
And I mean by this, right now, both vaccinated and unvaccinated people are testing positive. But what happens after that
what happened was
could not be more different. If vaccinated people test positive, they overwhelmingly have either no symptoms at all or they have mild symptoms.
Is he talking about Megatron, which Okay, never mind.
And if you're unvaccinated, they test positive, you are 17 times more likely to get hospitalized.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, here he goes. And here, they love to use this. They love 17 times more likely to be hospitalized. What percentage of people who get stupid 19 are hospitalized, period? Because I seem to remember when survivor of stupid 19, and when I had it last December, not this last December, December 2020, before the first vaccine, the first Fauci juice, before the first Fauci juice was ever jabbed into anyone's arms, okay? I was one of 60 million survivors of the stupid 19. But nobody ever talked about that. Now, not saying that lots of people have died from this, but it's just so weird when he says, 17 times more likely to have severe symptoms. What does that mean? If the percentage of people who have severe symptoms is zero, let's go with people under 50, because we know that people under 50, 99.9, what was the number? 92 something? Well over 99%, like, almost 100 do not have severe symptoms, have not died from this, right? If you're under 50, let's just put out numbers. 0.01%. Let's just go with that. 17 times 0.01% is still 0.017%. I don't know. It's so 17 times more likely doesn't mean a damn thing to me. Thank you, GunFox61, sponsor the show again, and you are still the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. I should probably give you that credit there. Who says, let me try this. Hello, I'm Joe Biden, supporter of illegal aliens and criminals. Don't worry, we will pass laws to make age of consent 12 years. Oh, Gunfox. I probably shouldn't read this. You kind of got the gist of that. I kind of caught myself. Anyway, I promise 450,000 per illegal alien, and most DAs won't charge for any crime. We will force masks and jabs for everyone. Okay. Yeah, 17 times 0 is 0. Now, granted, I've said this from the first day they started putting jabs in. Maybe not the first day, but well into the jab thing. That vulnerable people are the ones who are especially should be getting the jab, right? Obese people, people over 60, people over 80, especially, they should have 100% vaccination rate for people over 70. And I highly recommend it for people over 60, highly recommend it for people who are real super overweight and have any other kind of respiratory issues. Damn well, Skippy, you better get vaccinated. But the younger, yeah, you got me. I see you there, Gunfox, you funny dude. Here, you get one of these. All right. Thank you, Scotty Dubs, for sponsoring the show. The question I keep asking is, how many people have caught the China virus but not reported it? That number needs to be included in the metric. Well, yeah, because if you have really mild symptoms, you think maybe you just have a cold, did you go get tested for the stupid 19? Because that's what they're finding in the hospitals. They're testing all these people in the hospitals, and they're like, oh, why didn't I came here for an emergency appendectomy? I just happened to have stupid 19. Or even the CDC director had the example of that someone came in with a broken leg, and they tested them and they had stupid 19, but they barely didn't have any symptoms. So how many asymptomatic people in this country have already had it? Estimated by, well, let's see, in January, these Johns Hopkins, I always say that wrong. Johns Hopkins estimated that 150 million people had already have it. Now, there's only 60 million on the world meter at the time. Johns Hopkins estimated 150 million people had it because of the, as they extrapolated from the people who they randomly tested at a certain percentage, who were asymptomatic still, or had the antibodies, right? But they never, had symptoms. And so they extrapolated that. He said, well, probably about 150 million Americans have it. Just the other day, Dr. Anthony Fauci indicated that we're all going to get it eventually. Everyone's going to get it. So, well, if everyone's going to get it, we protect the vulnerable. This is the one, remember, the Megatron is the one that has milder symptoms. And actually, right now, I think the death rate, there's 90. Well, let's do it the way the government does it. It's caused 91% fewer deaths. Is there a number? Is there a number there? I don't know, but that's what I heard. I read that somewhere. 91% fewer deaths. Well, what does that mean? What is that compared to what? Okay, so I'm going to extrapolate from how many Delta deaths there are. There's 91% fewer deaths than the Delta, than the Della Reese. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep listening to Joe here.
As a result, they're crowding our hospitals.
No. Hospitals operate at 95%. So yeah, they're in the hospitals. And again, what did your CDC director just say a few days ago? They have to learn to differentiate. I need to enunciate, differentiate between people who are in the hospital because of COVID and with stupid 19. I said the word.
Leaving little room for anyone else who might have a heart attack or an injury in an automobile accident.
Oh, no. Okay, all right. Hang on. Okay. And I'll just use the 1-2 method in the chat. Okay, if you believe that there's a hospital in the United States of America, is there a hospital in the United States of America that would turn away an emergency patient who had a heart attack? If you believe that there are hospitals in the United States that would turn away a patient in an ambulance who had a heart attack from their hospital because of stupid 19 people, put a 1 in the chat. And if you do not believe that a hospital in the United States of America would turn away a heart attack in the United States of America because of stupid 19, put a 2. If you believe they would, 1. If you believe they would not, 2. I'll just let the chat, it'll eventually, 30 seconds from now, I'll start seeing 1s and 2s. Keep going.
Or any injury at all. And yes, the unvaccinated are dying from COVID-19.
Yes. And Joe? Now remember, when was it? I think it was in July. We read that report, right? Vermont, the most vaccinated place in the country, when they said that, 81% of the patients who passed from the stupid 19 had taken the vacation. So again, this is Joe saying things.
But here's the deal. Because we fully vaccinated nearly 210 million Americans, the majority of the country is safe from severe COVID-19 consequences.
Now notice his messaging changed at least. At least he finally changed the message from "you won't get sick" to, what did he just say? He changed it. He changed the message.
Americans, the majority of the country is safe from severe COVID-19 consequences.
Oh.
That's why
So it's a prophylactic. It's not really a vacation. Excuse me, I said the wrong thing. Anyway.
As the number of cases among the vaccinated Americans go up, deaths are down dramatically from last winter. For example,
it's a different variant. This variant is, remember, this variant, according to Dr. Anthony Fauci, is less dangerous.
Before its vaccination requirements, the United States, United Airlines was averaging 1 employee dying a week from COVID-19.
After implementing this requirement, it's led to 99% of its...
All right, hang on. I'm not fact-checking. I just want to see how many employees does American Airlines have? 102,000. Wait, that is either that's a bad use of commas, or this is about 102,000 employees. Let's try this again. Let's click here. Oh wow. Look at this now. This is fascinating. So 2019, 133,700 employees. They lost 31,000 employees between 2019 and 2020. That's fascinating. But remember, 2020, what did they do? Is that by the end of the year? Is that an average for the year? I'm not sure. But at least by the end of 2020, they had lost 31,000 employees. Now, I'm pretty sure that wasn't to the stupid 19, but still fascinating that they lost that many employees in 1 year, the year of the pandemonium.
Its employees being vaccinated. United had 3,600 employees test positive, but 0 hospitalizations, 0 deaths in over 8 weeks. But as long as we have...
Well, over 8 weeks, if you had 100,000 employees, what are the odds? What are the odds of you having a death if you out of 100,000 employees? 3,000 cases out of 100,000 employees, so 3% cases in the entire company and no deaths. Now, granted, most of them have been vaccinated, so that obviously that there is some protection from them. But I'm curious, what age range? How many people at American Airlines are above 60 years, older than 60 years old? Or how many people at American Airlines are morbidly obese or have respiratory disease? And I'm wondering how many of those of the 3,000. Of course, again, those are cases, so but 103,000 cases out of, or 3,000 cases out of 100,000 employees.
We have tens of millions of people who will not get vaccinated. We're going to have full hospitals and needless deaths. So the single most important thing to determine your outcome in this pandemic is getting vaccinated.
Okay, he says it again. Now, does that include the people who've already had stupid 19? I don't know.
If you're not vaccinated, join the nearly 210 million American people who are vaccinated. And if you are vaccinated, join the nearly 80 million Americans who have gotten the booster shot with the strongest protection possible. Vaccines are safe, they're free, and they're widely available.
He's almost done
So
here.
do it today, please, for your sake, the sake of your kids, the sake of the country. Now, I don't like to, outline the next steps we're taking against, I'd like to...
Is he on a teleprompter? How does he not being able to say this? He's on a just read the damn screen, Joe.
Outline the next steps we're taking against the Omicron variant.
Megatron.
Vaccinations are obviously the most important thing we're doing, but they're not the only important thing.
Okay, what
First,
now what are we going to do?
Masking.
Okay. That mask that's in his hand right now. Does that look like an N95 mask to you? Because I believe Dr. Anthony Fauci. Oh no, was it Dr. Fauci? Anyway, someone from the CDC actually said this, that they've confirmed that cloth masks don't do anything for you. And what does Joe have in his hand right there?
Masking is an important tool to control the spread of COVID-19. And when you're indoors in public places, you should wear the mask. And there are a lot, lots of different kinds of masks out there. And the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, says that wearing a well-fitting mask
A well-fitting what?
Of any of them is certainly better than not wearing a mask if it's well-fitting. Well fit over your nose.
Something's wrong here. That's not what they said the other day. The cloth mask is not. Oh my God.
But it's about one third of Americans report they don't wear a mask at all.
You know what that's known as, Joe? Because in my state, and I live in a very, well, it had been a very blue state, but it's kind of changing, at least in the hinterlands of Minnesota. There's no mask mandates here. And you know what that's known as, Joe? Freedom, freedom, freedom. You got to give for what you take. Thank you very much. I'll be here for another 10 minutes or so. Thank you, Scotty Dubs, for sponsoring the show. He says, my question is, how can they prove the jab reduces symptoms? Where is the double-blind study that shows the data and evidence to prove this hypothesis? I'm just following the science. Well, you know, Joe said so. So there. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show, sir. I appreciate you.
As I've said in the last 2 years, please wear a mask. If you're in a, you know, I think it's part of your patriotic duty. It's not that comfortable.
Oh, it's your patriotic duty.
It's a pain in the neck. But I've taken every action I can as president to require people to wear masks in federal buildings and on airplanes and trains because they cross state lines.
Planes and trains and automobiles.
I've made sure that our doctors and nurses and first responders have the masks they need. Never again we're going to have our nurses using homemade masks and garbage bags over their clothing for hospitals because they don't have the gowns.
When was the last time that people were doing that? Didn't they ramp up production of that kind of stuff all 2010, and they've been I haven't heard anyone complaining about that probably since June or July. But I don't know, maybe not. Who knows? Never been happier to live in hot ass Florida. Well, I tell you, Florida's free. Freedom.
We've more than tripled our stockpile of the most protective specialized N95 masks since coming into office. This is going to make sure that there will be an ample supply.
Yeah, because the stockpile was pretty empty when you left office last time.
I have healthcare workers and first responders.
Yeah, the hospitals do that, and the manufacturers do that. The federal government, in fact, didn't they not even ever have to impose the emergency use thing? That whatever that is, because different manufacturers stepped up right away on the private sector already, and so they kind of did that. Because I know because right now my mother-in-law is in a transitional care unit. They give N95 masks to anyone who comes in. They have plenty of them. Which is because they require them in that unit because there's a couple COVID patients there, so you have to wear an N95 mask as you enter the building. And then when you go into the room you're going to, if there's no issues, then you are, you're good to take it off. But they make you wear them running through the building. So they provide them. They provide you a new one every time you come in there, and they even provide goggles. I don't understand why they're asking you to wear goggles, but they are. So whatever, to walk down the hall, get the elevator, walk down the hall, go into the room. Take all that shit off. Anyway.
We also have helped make sure that high-quality masks are widely available in ample supply at affordable prices.
At Walgreens
sold online and in stores.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Who's we who's making sure quality masks are sold online and in stores? Who's this we shit? Oh, gosh. The federal government did that? Oh my God. Oh.
But I know that for some Americans, the mask is not always affordable or convenient to get.
Oh, bullshit. They hand them out anywhere you go where you want them. That's the other thing. Now, they're not necessarily the N95 masks, but I see, you go into some places, if they require you to wear a mask, they have Home Depot when they were still requiring people to wear masks here, which they haven't done here in the Twin Cities for a while, but when they were requiring people to wear masks, you walked in the store and they had just a rack full of free masks that you could just grab one and put it on because they required you. They said, oh, you know, we'll give them out to you. Places were giving them out like, you know, in fact, where I work, where in theory we were supposed to wear masks, but nobody did, they had a little mask place there at work too. You could just grab a mask, and I used to grab one every day, and then I put it in my pocket, and because you're not really working close to people or anything, and I already had the stupid 19 anyway, and so I have a big old stack of them at home because I keep getting a new one each day, and I stopped taking them after a while because I had too many in the drawer at home. So anyway, what is he talking about?
So next week we'll announce how we are making high-quality masks available to the American people for free. I know we all wish that we could finally be done with wearing masks.
Everything's free.
I get it, but they're a really important tool to stop the spread, especially the highly transmittable Omicron variant.
It really is.
So please wear the mask. Second, testing. We're seeing real improvement in testing. When I got here, we were doing fewer than 2 million tests a day.
So there's this thing about testing. Now they want to test everyone, even if you're, well, I think the CDC and National Institute of Health are kind of jumping back on that because people are getting tested so much that they're getting tested unnecessarily because like the hypochondriac types, the Howard Sterns of the world are, you know, probably testing themselves like every day because they're just paranoid. You need to be tested if you have symptoms or if you have contact with someone who has had symptomatic COVID. That's when you need. They're talking about they were going to test everybody. They were going to send home testing kits to every residence in America. Okay, who has stock in the testing kits? Give me who has stock in the testing kits? I'm sorry. How about testing people who have symptoms? That would be a good idea.
Now, and it's changed. None of these tests were at home or rapid tests. This month, it's estimated that we will hit approximately 15 million tests a day, and we'll have over 375 million at-home rapid tests in January alone. That's a huge leap. We've taken a number of steps, including invoking the...
I always like how he compares it to when this started, too. You know, when this started, they had to make up some tests first, you know, and but the testing ramped up, and then there was a point where we were out testing everyone in the world, even on a per capita basis. And that happened before Rachel Jungle Joe made it into office. Just saying.
Defense Production Act as early as last February to ramp up production.
And did they use it? Did you use the Defense Production Act for that? For testing? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, and we're on track. We're on track to roll out a website next week where you can order free tests shipped to your home. And in addition to the 500 million, 500 million tests that are in the process of being acquired.
You like how he switched there from 500 million to 500 million? Because billion sounds like more, even if it's the same number. Doesn't it? Which sounds like more? 500 million or 500 million? I guess you have to think about that one. I don't know. I think 500 million still sounds like more for some reason.
To ship to you homes for free.
For free.
Today,
free. Everything's free.
To procure an additional 500 million, additional 500 million.
Now he's going back and forth. I don't know why.
Distribute for free. I mean, 1 billion tests in total to meet future demand. And we'll continue to work with the retailers and online retailers to increase availability.
Hello, TC. Yeah, 15 million tests a day. That sounds very optimistic. Here's the thing, too. So, working at a company that the tests are shipped through, we see, you know, hundreds of tests come through our hub every day. Testing result companies are backed up. And in fact, someone was, I can't divulge this because it's information that should be known, but there are people who are talking about how they wanted to get tested, and so many people are getting tested unnecessarily that it was hard to get the type of test they were looking for. So they had to use one of those kits, and they tested negative, but still. Anyway.
Immediate test. We continue to add FEMA testing sites so that there are more free in-person testing sites. For those of you with insurance, you can get reimbursed for 8 tests a month. For those without insurance, we have over 20,000.
8 tests a month. 8 tests a month. Who's getting 8 tests a month? I suppose in some of these cases where they have to do it for work, the unvaccinated, the pandemonium of the unvacationed. Maybe. Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Inflation's up 7%, but we're going to send out free
testing sites all around the country. You can find the nearest testing sites for you by Googling COVID test near me. Google COVID.
Sponsored by Google.
Test near me. And to help lead our federal testing program.
What if I use DuckDuckGo? Can I use the same words? I'm just curious.
I've tapped Dr. Tom, I hope I pronounced it, Inglesby, correct? Is that right, Jeff? He's one of the world's leading...
Wait. I always like to look at the interpreter when the former vice president has a little flub, and I'd like to see how they keep up with this. So listen, watch her and not him. I'm going to see. I
pronounced it Inglesby, correct? Is that right, Jeff? He's one of the world's leading infectious disease experts, and I'm grateful for his willingness to help tackle this challenge. Third thing.
What is he tackling,
though? Today we'll discuss our hospital response efforts. Just since Thanksgiving, over 800 military and other federal emergency personnel have been deployed to 24 states, tribes, and territories, including over 350 military doctors, nurses, and medics, helping staff the hospitals who are in short supply.
And why are the hospitals in short supply? Because some of them get fired for not taking the vacation, even though they've been working ever since this started. But now they can't. You won't let them. And so that's why hospital staffings are down.
This is on top of more than 14,000 National Guard members that are activated in 49 states.
Doing what?
These deployments in my direction, and thanks to the American Rescue Plan, are fully paid for by the federal government.
Doing what? What are they doing?
We've shipped over 5.5 million pieces of
They're not digging holes for drainage or anything like that.
To protect frontline healthcare workers. We're shipping more treatments of COVID-19, which includes antiviral pills, than at any point during this pandemic.
As if there were any that the government would say are okay, because the hydromycethium blah 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 and the intramural, they won't let you use those because they're not approved. And the ones that they're talking about just got approved for emergency use. This address is brought to you by Pfizer. Of course, we're now more going out now because they just got approved. Oh my gosh. But this is a triumph. This is a triumph for the President of the United States, who has the highest approval rating since yesterday.
In addition, I've directed FEMA to work with every state, territory, and the District of Columbia to make sure they have enough hospital bed capacity. Today, I'm announcing our next deployment of 6 additional federal medical teams a total of more than 120 military medical personnel
Great.
to 6 hard-hit states: Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Rhode Island.
What were those states again?
Medical personnel to 6 hard-hit states:
Hard-hit states.
Michigan, New York, New Jersey,
New Jersey,
Ohio, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Those states all have something in common. Wait, no, not Ohio, but still. I didn't hear. Did anyone hear him say Florida or Texas? Now, granted, he didn't say California or Arizona or any other state either, but he didn't say Texas or Florida. I wonder why they don't need him there.
And let me close with this. It's been a long road.
It's been a long road.
But what's clear,
yes, it has.
is we get through this when everybody does their part. No matter where you live, no matter your political party, we've got to fight this together.
Oh, at least he's being uniting this time.
Unfortunately, while our military is stepping up, as they always do,
Wait a minute.
there are others sitting on the sidelines, and we're standing in the way.
Oh.
If you haven't gotten vaccinated,
Wait a minute. Whoa. What? Unfortunately.
And we're standing in the way. If you haven't gotten vaccinated,
some of
do
you are
it.
standing in the way. Do
Personal
it.
choice
Do it. Do it.
impacts us all.
Do it.
Our hospitals, our countries.
Do it.
I make a special appeal to social media companies and media outlets. Please deal with the misinformation and disinformation.
Uh-oh. Did you hear what he just said? He's appealing to social media companies. Please deal with information. This is the President of the United States who basically just told social media companies, you need to censor these people. Please censor these people. Please censor people who do not 100% agree with what we say. That's what the President of the President of the United States. What part of his oath of office is to what? Uphold the Constitution. And he just directed private businesses to censor people. That's exactly what he just did.
It's on your shows. It has to stop. COVID-19 is one of the most formidable enemies America has ever faced.
Is it? Is it? I mean, it's bad. It's been bad. Sure. Absolutely been bad, but
got to work together, not against each other. We're America. We can do this. So the military medical teams on the ground, thank you for all and everything you're doing.
I
I'll
really
stop
want to
here
know
so we can get to the briefing started.
what the military.
Thank you for taking the time.
Well, wait. Who are these people standing around him? Oh, these guys are gonna talk now. I got it. No, they're not. They didn't anyway. All right, that was the former vice president, current president, doing his thing and mumbling his way through a telepromptered speech, and whatever. It wasn't terrible, but it was terrible. And gosh, I got to tell you, I'm wondering what is somebody said 120 military personnel. So that's not too many per state, is it? Fascinating. And Michigan, Ohio, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island were states he named specifically as having surges. And so at least 3 of those states have some of the most stringent protocols, so to speak. I don't know, Joe. I don't know. Anyway, I must call this a day. But before you turn that page, before you click that button, please punch the lights out on that like button and tell it you're a bitch. And then also please share the stream before, during, and after the stream. If you're watching on replay, please put a comment in the comment section so I know that you dropped in. And if you really like what we do, you can sponsor the show, just like I've had just a plethora of sponsors today. Thank you, Uncle Hotep, Gunfox61, Scott E. Dubs, and Scotty Dubs and Gunfox. You are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. And thank you all the people who did Super Chats and other venues of sponsor the show, which you can find in the description down below. So that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow, maybe an open mic show, unless my guest that I was trying to get sends me a message today that they will be here. So I'll give you more information on that later. That's all. That's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. The articles and links for all the things we talked about or saw today will be in the description in about a minute and a half into the outro. So stay in the chat and I'll let you know when that is ready. Thank you for being here today. My name is PDawgKnight and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.